And welcome back to Live Now from Fox as we're taking a live look there at the Atlanta International Airport there, where there were a number of Southwest flights not heading to the skies where they should be, as the number of their flights, around 800 it sounds like, were grounded. So we're reaching out for various perspective on this. We have Keith Jeffries. He's the former Federal Security Director at LAX there in Los Angeles and Vice President of K2 Security Screening Group. Mr. Jeffries, thank you so much for joining us. We do appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, let's just we'll start real general and tell me what you think when you see another issue with Southwest. Obviously, we had the big issues back in December. Now another technical glitch of some sort. What do you make of that?
Yeah, it's disappointing, I'm sure, for Southwest because they've worked extremely hard since the challenges they've had over the holiday season. I will say that this is a positive step in the right direction because Southwest notified the FAA that they were having some challenges, which is the right thing to do. And they communicated with the FAA, which led to the ground stop. And in addition to that, you got to give Southwest some positive credit here for letting all of their customers know as well. We know it's an inconvenience, but certainly Southwest has learned from their last lessons, and they're getting that word out as quick as possible, and that's good to see.
And talking about a ground stop that was issued, how often does something like that happen? This is probably pretty rare, right?
Well, ground stops are always concerning, right? And when you have a national ground stop for a particular airline, it has a ripple effect. And that ripple effect, you've got the FAA air traffic controllers that have an extremely stressful job of not only taking off and landing aircraft appropriately and safely, but they've got to park these aircraft in certain locations. And when there's a ground stop and planes are not moving, especially in your larger airports, where do we park all of these planes? And it's kind of a very choreographed dance that they go through to make sure that everyone remains safe. So yes, it's very rare. It can be disruptive. And it even is disruptive inside the security checkpoints in the airports for your concessionaires, your security personnel, and of course, the passengers that are trying to travel. They're a little frustrated as well. So it's just a tough day this morning, but it sounds like things are working themselves out. And again, it's you got to give Southwest credit for some excellent communication this time around.
So it seems really unlikely we're going to see the amount of damage control that happened back in December happen with something like this, because it looks like it lasted about 20-30 minutes, and then they lifted that grounding order the FAA did, right? So not a huge deal.
Well, again, it's them erring on the side of safety and being cautious with their customers. That's certainly the most important thing. And any airline knows that. Any flight crew knows that. No airline likes to be delayed or delayed their passengers from getting from point A to point B. It does happen. Ground stops are unusual. And I can assure you that it was done for the safety of the traveling public.
And we're still working to learn more about what this technical issue was that caused all of this. So it would be speculating at this point if we were to really talk about that. But I guess when a company like Southwest, they say that there's a technical issue that's caused this grounding to occur, that could mean a number of different things, right? Like the possibilities are probably endless.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just as you said, I don't want to speculate. And I think the damage control that you mentioned earlier that will be discussed by Southwest will be, here's what we know what happened. Here's what we're doing to fix it. And I think we can expect to hear that from Southwest.
And we'll see where all the investigating goes when they do release some of those new details. But that's pretty much all the questions I had for you. Mr. Jeffries, want to turn it over to you. Is there anything I didn't ask you that you want to add before we disconnect here?
No, absolutely not. I just want to, it's a great day in America again to see the traveling public. The flights are full. I know this is frustrating for some passengers today, but again, it's good to see airlines keeping safety at the top of their list and get out there and travel. It's going to be a great summer.
Absolutely. Glad this was a short-lived little hiccup there for Southwest. All right, Keith Jeffries, former Federal Security Director at LAX and Vice President at K2 Security. Thank you so much for joining us. We do appreciate it.
Thank you.